And for the song. My life for ire, bro. You know, he took a lot of damage in that initial Warp Prism harassment with the Phoenixes. In fact, so much that he felt like he had to do a big counterattack, which then did nothing. But he still made an attack that was so powerful after both of those blunders that it almost got Zest fourth base.
It was a little bit weird, actually, when we saw the Broodlords morphing in.
He played super powerfully.
It wasn't bad, by the way. I was surprised to see a play like that.
We never see styles like that anymore. That is such an old school way to play.
It was like a retro strat, but it wasn't bad at all.
No, if he could do that strategy again without taking damage in the early game, he could actually get Zest.
King Sejong Station is the map that Zanster picked for game number 3 here, but this is dire straits, Artosis. Yeah. We have a situation where even if Zanster wins, Zest gets to pick the next map, and then if Zanster wins there, Zest picks the map after that.
Yeah.
So if you want to talk about difficult situations here, I don't think you can top this one for Zanster. This is really tough. Zest is
right now. Zanster has his hands in a straitjacket with handcuffs on, upside down in a tank of water.
That's how Houdini died, man. And I don't know if that's
that might be how Zanster goes down here at IeSF.
Yeah, this may be how he goes right now. I mean, this is really tough for Zanster. And I wish there was something I could say that Zanster was doing wrong, but I don't really see
Zest.
It's
more
fundamental error in his play. It's like Zest just has literally not missed a beat this entire best of 5.
No, he's so completely on top of everything that's going on. So, I think Zanster just keeps doing his best, and that's all he can hope to do.
We're now here in game number 3. Let's go ahead and introduce our players. Down here in the bottom right, he needs to win this game, and then 2 more after that if he wants to become this champion of IeSF. His ID is Zanster. And his opponent up here in the upper left, the general consensus is he's the best Protoss player in the entire world. He is Zest.
All right, this is King Sejong Station. It's one of our most played maps in Starcraft 2. A very comfortable map for both players, and definitely one we see a lot of macro on.
Well, I wonder how Zest is going to play this exactly. We've seen him do, I don't want to say an all-in, but a pretty effective rush that actually closed out the game. And then we saw in game number 2 here that he actually managed to play as safe as you can possibly play. I mean, that was seatbelts and water wings in game number 2. He took literally no risks there and came out on top. I mean, I feel like Zest has a huge array of options here in game number 3. I guess what interests me more, actually, is what is Zanster going to do? We have a Forge first, Tosis.
Yeah, this can be force safety, but it also could be a cannon rush. The thing is, Zanster's going for a pool first, so he's not going to be able to really do any damage with it, which means this game should just progress kind of normally from here. Both players getting expansions up without much trouble.
It's going to be pretty conservative game then here for the start.
Yeah.
Zanster just going to go for that hatch after the pool. Oh, hello.
I think this is a bluff. I don't think he actually has.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't made
there's no Nexus there yet.
When he sees that there's no Nexus, he has to send drones down. And we see that, in fact, he is sending some drones down. He is playing this safely, saying, oh, I got to be ready no matter what. And God, he's actually going for it. Oh, my God, this is actually a big deal.
This is a cannon rush.
And he's even making a gateway to block off these cannons. You can't break that.
Oh, my God.
Can you?
No, you can't. You can't stop that.
There are 6-lings on the way, but I think they're going to be a little bit too late. I think these cannons are going to warp in, which means Zanster's natural may be killed off right now.
I love that gateway.
Yeah.
That is so cool. It perfectly blocks off. The feng shui of the cannon rush Artosis is just it's just so perfect here.
Oh, man. That is so painful.
Nasty.
Zanster is just sending all his Zerglings across the map. He's going to see if he can maybe run into the Protoss base and get some damage done, but I don't know that he's going to be able to. Already Zest is making a wall in. Already he's got a cannon up. And these Zerglings are a little bit too slow to really get in.
You know, it's not just that cannon rushes are effective. It's stopping the expansion. It's positionally, the Zerg is so uncomfortable. It's so uncomfortable. The ability for the Zerg to defend expansions is greatly diminished. And there's a lot wrong with it here. So I've got to say, after seeing Game 1 and Game 2, and then seeing Game 3 and seeing that it looks like this is really bad.
This is as bad as it really gets. When a cannon rush goes off without a hitch, the Zerg is definitely behind. Look how far away his bases are right now from each other. If Zest goes for, like, let's say, Stargate Tech and does some harassment, or even a very quick gateway push, it's going to be easy to deal some additional damage to Zanster. His bases are too far apart to defend everything.
Let's see here. What can Zanster really do? Because we can talk about how much Zest is dominating here, but what does Zanster need? Okay. I'm trying to think of what Zerg does after this happens. Normally we see the Zerg lose later on.
Yeah.
But what does he need to do to recover?
Well, I would say what he should do is defend as well as possible. Like, you know, try to find out, is Zest going to go for a very vicious attack? And if so, make sure it doesn't do any damage, because sometimes Protoss will overextend an attack, which will actually get the Zerg ahead if you defend it well.
Well, we got the Stargate nearing completion here, and I think Oracle is fine. Actually, Oracle or Phoenix are both pretty strong here. It's really the positional fights that the Zerg struggles with. I mean, this is the reason why, you know, Zerg is a race that has to expand, right? I mean, when you think of a race taking over the whole map in StarCraft2, you think Zerg immediately. Well, the fact that Zerg is expanding like this is just very uncomfortable. And Phoenix is, I actually thought it was going to be Oracles personally, but Phoenixes are the way that that Zest is going to take this.
Yeah, that's I like that he's going for Phoenixes. So what I said about the defense and how that Zanster could come back, I'd actually really like to see him put 2 spore colonies in, you know, spore crawlers in every base. Just make sure you defend it all, because his queens can't help each other against these Phoenixes. So 1 spore...
Yeah, you're 100% right there, by the way.
Yeah, Zest will dance around everything.
Queens are not the answer here in spots like this.
Yeah. Which normally, you know, you'd be fine with 1 spore in each base. If they're all close to each other with creep spread, you just run your queens around, but certainly not this game. So we need to see a lot of spores.
Well, we have roaches being pumped out here. Zest, it's interesting. He actually was surprisingly passive after the cannon rush, which I kind of like. There's a lot of there's a lot of follow-up builds the Protoss will do, ladder-wise, or in actually not even just ladder-wise, just in general.
Yeah.
There's just follow-up builds where you're like, okay, well this is where I do the KO here, but in this game actually. Zest just didn't do anything but just try to stay more ahead of his opponent.
Yeah.
And I kind of dig it. Now, what's also funny is that Zanster, expecting Zest to do something of the sort, never killed these cannons. We're here at about to be the 10-minute marker, guys. The cannon rush that started out is still there.
It certainly is.
Yeah, which is kind of funny because normally that's killed pretty quickly, but that's still.
He didn't want to. Yeah, he wanted to focus on making drones and trying to get his economy back into the swing of things. So I appreciate that he's played like that, to be honest.
Well, the Phoenixes are just doing their thing, doing damage. Zanster is actually not playing poorly from this spot. He's getting a Spire now.
Okay,
Protoss
so
getting a third base. Go ahead, Artosis, please.
It looks like he's going to go probably into Corruptors from here once again. We'll see how that works out for him, but yeah, these Phoenixes have actually done a ton of damage. Look at all the drones that they're catching in between these bases. Zanster needs to stop rallying them. Any drone he loses is, you know, that's another notch in Zest's belt.
It's another feather in his cap, Artosis.
Yeah. It's another dead drone.
Well, the hatch about halfway done. We have 1-1 coming here right now for Zanster. Zanster's taken his side of the map. There's really not a lot of Protoss presence. We have Zest orbiting around Zanster's base, but not really doing too much. I mean, I guess picking up a drone here and there, but this is not too impactful.
Well, look at this. He is starting to pick off some more drones up here, and this is what I was talking about with 2 spores once again. One just can't cover everything.
Yeah.
The Phoenixes, with someone like Zest controlling them, they will never die. Like, he can fly in all game long and pick off drones. And that is exactly what he's doing here.
The Phoenix is back up a little bit here. Supplies is 102 to 105, so pretty even. And this game is almost looking like that cannon rush never even happened.
Yeah.
It was a nice move.
Zanster has done well to recover.
Yeah, Zest didn't rush in anything, and Zanster certainly recuperated very well back there.
Well, Zanster right now kind of focusing on his creep spread. Zest just scouting out the map.
Look at that spread of the Phoenixes. That is so sick.
Yeah. That is crazy.
That's just pretty awesome. He's like, well, nothing Zerg will be on the upper right side of the map here.
Yeah, he scouted everything that was. You know, it's just like Zerglings, so kind of a waste of time to go and kill those. But some great scouting from both players. Zanster has Overlords and Zerglings still all over the map, still pushing his creep spread. So no one's really surprising each other right now.
Well, the Phoenixes are continuing to harass here. This game, I think, will actually look a lot like the latter part of this game will look a lot like Game 2, I think, and that it'll really be a war of attrition.
Yeah, you could be right about this, but if we look at the damage done by Zest this game, it's not nearly as high as it was in the previous game. So I'm liking the position of Zanster a bit more than in that Nimbus game that we saw.
That is true. Well, I think it's not just the way this game unfolded, but also the map itself, I think, is not as difficult.
Yeah,
for Zanster
definitely have to agree
bounce
with you.
back.
Yeah, Nimbus, like, you have to kind of expand towards the Protoss at some point, and
let's
that makes it hard.
Let's actually talk about the map even further, Artosis. If you look at the expansions here that are available, guys, there's not a lot left. It can't look like the other game. Zerg has 2 more bases available to acquire. Protoss has 3. The last map, that was a 4-player map, so we really got to see what Zest was on, like 7 bases or something at the end of that game.
Yeah, just so many bases he couldn't even actually mine
he wasn't
from
mining
all.
from all of them. They were more like placeholders.
Yeah, placeholder nexuses all over the place, just like marking his territory.
It was like this seat's reserved at a restaurant or something. Like,
yeah, put his jacket over it.
Yeah.
Well, right now it looks like we're actually going to have the same type of strategy from Zanster. Even getting melee attack to help those Broodlings out and the Zerglings out as well. Maybe we could see Ultras later on. They can be quite powerful if you use them correctly.
Well, here's the beginning of something. We have. Oh, wait. I think in the bottom part of the map, we're going to see. Okay, there it is. An interception here.
Ooh, very nice catch here from Zanster. You know, Tasteless, this could be a game that Zanster wins. Like, his defense is good. These Phoenixes have gotten a lot of value, but Zanster just keeps on chugging forward, and Zest isn't really making, like, a lot of headway with them, to be honest. I mean, it's great to get all these kills,
Do you think, actually, Zest was too passive this game? I mean, Zest was just... Zest went back and played single player here for quite a while.
Yeah. I don't know. Hold on. We actually have a lot of Corruptors coming in here. It has a lot of Queens as well. And it looks like these Corruptors will be able to take everything out. In fact, I think that Zest is in trouble, and he's going to lose this battle.
Oh, big overextension here. The Corruptors just pushing forward. They're going to take out this last Colossi. It looks like the Protoss army is just barely not enough here. Maybe I spoke too soon.
Like, his Zealots may end up cleaning up, but this was a victory for Zanster for sure. This battle really went his way. He got rid of all the expensive units of Zest. All Zest has left now is Stalkers. Oh my God, Zanster may be able to take game number 3.
That would be huge. I would love to see this go to game 4 here. I really didn't want a 3-0. Let's look at the supplies. It's 130 to 192. So if anybody's got tempo right now, it's Zanster. You see him shoving that creep forward. The Lings, the Roaches, and now we have Broodlords being made. This is really Zanster's style of play. This is where he navigates the game to. Is some kind of mega push here for the Zerg. Now, no, Protoss is not trying to get a 4th base, so there's not a particularly vulnerable position.
Well, it looks like he's trying to take this 4th over here. I don't think he's going to be able to keep it. If Zanster sees it, he just kills it. There's no way to defend it.
Yeah, well, this will just get canceled here.
Yeah.
This base
it's
in its infancy right now. It's not going to go on for much longer.
So this means we have a 5-base Zanster against a 3-base Zest. Zest doesn't have as good upgrades. He doesn't have as much supply. It's kind of fantastic for Zanster right now.
All right, the attack is happening now. We see a bunch more beautiful time warps there. Could not ask for a better set of time warps right there.
And it looks like he will pick off every single Brood Lord.
Yeah.
Those Tempests really saving the day alongside those Time Warp Staseless. Some good Blink Micro going back. And, of course, somehow, some way, Zest is going to win this battle.
I mean, it's so funny. We were talking about this a minute ago, and I was saying I think this is a really cool style from Zanster, and it looks pretty intimidating. And then Zest just wrecks it, man.
That's what he does.
Zest essentially makes that attack look foolish.
Well, you know, Zanster, he's not dead because of this move.
A minute ago, Artosis, it was 110 supply to 190. It's now even.
Man, Zest really knows what he's doing. But you know what? The thing is, he can't get too aggressive. There's a lot of creep out in the map. He knows that Zanster's economy is pretty good, and he should have a pretty scary army. What Zest has to do is sit back and actually get this 4th base. If he doesn't get a 4th base very soon, it's not going to matter how many battles he wins because he'll just get starved out like you were talking about before.
Well, Zest, again, erring on the side of caution. He's getting this 4th base. He's securing it. I think he just wants to get cannons up there in a good wall configured. And then he's going to push forward. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Is he making a carrier?
It looks like he's making a carrier.
What is that unit? I've never seen that before.
Okay, it could be a misclick because C is next to V for Void Ray. He may be wanting a Void Ray, or maybe he actually wants a carrier.
Artosis is not a misclick. He's Zest. He's never made a mistake in a game in his whole life. All right, this is.
Just so you guys know, if you aren't a big-time StarCraft fan, hardcore watcher of it, no one makes carriers.
Nobody makes carriers. I actually forgot they were in the game until a second ago. Well, this is really interesting.
Well, it looks like Zanster is going to go ahead and engage here. He's going to be able to pick off the Colossi oh so quickly, but his Corruptors are taking a lot of damage from these Void Rays. Looks like the ground army will be cleaned up, and in fact, he should be able to kill off all these Corruptors as well.
Wow, GG! Before the style points came out there with the carrier, Zest wins that with a 3-0.
That
is your champion, guys.
Guys, make some noise for Zest.
Terrific series. Zanster, I think he played very well back there, but Zest just never missed a beat.
He showed a lot of skill, and he actually had chances to win that 3rd game. Played very, very well. But at the end of the day, it is Zest who takes home the title. Kind of people were expecting this, but a very good fight by Zanster.
Yeah, I liked Zanster's play. I like the Broodlord pushing there in the end. He definitely has his own style. Zest, this was a series that was not won necessarily by major choices by Zest. It was a lot of little things.
Well, guys, we're going to go ahead and jump to a quick commercial break. And when we come back, some words with our champ.